Kevin, I was listening on the right frequency. It just wasn't getting it. It was all, it's going back into the TFR. We're going to lose him again. Unless he gets off the freeway. That way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. And then he's like over there. We're going to lose him behind the buildings. I mean, he's still on the freeway. He got off Hollywood? Thank you. There he is. He's got off the freeway. He's off at Hollywood. He's off at Hollywood. I got it. Thank you. Marla, but I can also hear myself. Thank you. We're hot on Facebook. And I'm going to have to turn the IFB down because the mix minus isn't working. Well, is it a pursuit? Is it not a pursuit? Well, it is a pursuit now. I got to give Chester a shout out on Twitter for getting a hold of me and telling me about this. That's our suspect, yes. Okay, I got to shut the IFB off. I got to shut the IFB off because I'm hearing myself. It's just a... Yep, back on Hollywood. Yes, I know, guys, on Facebook, and yes, we were late to the party because we were flying for 2 hours, chasing down other things. You know, I'm being serious. A report of a baby in a trash truck, and we sat over that for an hour. And anyways, helicopters burn fuel, oddly enough, and we were actually bingo on fuel when this thing started, so we had to get fuel, and now we're back into this. Yeah, he's back. He's turning south. Now they're telling the southbound Argyle is back over in where we started. Now telling the LAPD to back off. Yep. So, and sorry guys on Facebook. Yeah, those days. Eastbound Sunset, westbound Sunset. He's right out your door. Going through Vine. At least he had a green light. Oh my goodness. We got to go south. We got to go south, Ange. I know. And now he's south again. Oh, we're going to lose him behind the buildings. Just keep going west. Keep going west. Keep going to make a turn again. I know he is. He's going to make another right. No, he didn't. Thank goodness. And he's getting jammed up in traffic. Stop. And he's continuing south. That I can't, there's nothing I can do about that. I don't know. That, yeah, I don't know. Talk to TOC. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, let me test you on IFB. Test. Southbound. He's continuing south. He's gonna be at. Hey, Brooke. And the IFB is gone. We had you, and the IFB is gone. I heard Brooke, and she said great, and then that was it. Gone. Whoop, at Melrose. Little tight there. We're going to do some posh shopping before the end of this pursuit. There we go. He's westbound on Melrose. But I think what you should do, Ange, is try, because we're up so high, is try to get over the street so that we don't have to worry about eclipsing the buildings. I'll tell you when. Westbound Melrose. Coming up on Highland. Keep going. He's getting into traffic. What's up? Okay, what was the original want? What's the original want? Okay, thank you. And I was talking to Brooke, and then Brooke was gone. Oh, this is going to be a tight one. Yes, I can. Here we come, here we come. That's La Brea. Yes, I can, Brooke. I can hear you. Up, back onto Highland, northbound on Highland. Hollywood. Da, 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 da. Look at that car, is really hauling ass. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Maybe they should chase him. The red light. Whoa, hello. That wasn't very nice. Oh my goodness. Northbound Highland from Willoughby. You know, we're in the stratosphere. We're in the stratosphere, just letting you guys know. I don't think altitude's an issue. I mean, really, truly, we are really up high. Kevin, I was listening on the right frequency. It just wasn't getting it. It was all... Well, Brooke, what I can tell you is agencies are being very hands-off with this pursuit. Like you said, California Highway Patrol started this way out in the Inland Empire area. It was speeds over 100 miles an hour, 10 to 710, right in that area right there. I'm kind of working with Angie, our pilot, and Vinny today. We're trying to keep an eye on it. We are up extremely high, and that's one of the reasons why we're having a little issue with it's top of the screen, top of the screen, top of the screen, top of the screen, right? I think right there. I think that's him. It's not. Okay, I think that's him. It is him. And anyway, sorry about that, Brooke, but we're up really, really high. And one of the issues is for us up here is that car basically just blends in. It's a little blue Honda Civic down there, and when he's not driving recklessly, he's just kind of blending in with traffic down there. Now, the helicopters, the law enforcement helicopters, they're much lower. They've got a better view. And what was going on, what I was trying to say was California Highway Patrol was chasing it, but then they backed off, and they just used their helicopter to just kind of do surveillance. Okay. All right. Go west. Definitely go west. Going west. Keep going west. Because we're up so high, the buildings are. Keep going. Keep going. I think he's on La Brea. If you put the map, Vinny, at least I can get an idea what street he's on, so I can help Angie out. Okay, so he's on Sunset. So he's going that way. He's going that way. Sorry. Well, multiple traffic violations, and I can tell you up here in Skyfox today, it's a little bit difficult keeping an eye on this vehicle because Brooke, you mentioned it was a pursuit. There's no doubt about it. Speeds of over 100 miles an hour on the 10 freeway near the 710 at one point, and then later on, he basically got into the LA area, and the California Highway Patrol backed off. They had their helicopter above it, and they were tracking it, and they had no units on the ground. Now, this car was basically in the Hollywood area, just making circles, big blocks out here. Vine, Sunset, Argyle, right in that area right there. Now, what had happened was eventually the California Highway Patrol, they were just following it. LAPD said, you know what, we're kind of getting annoyed at having this guy just breaking all these traffic rules, so they got behind it. But then his speeds really picked up. Now we're saying him as the driver of the vehicle. We don't know the gender, but basically what was going on is then the LAPD took it over again, but he started driving very recklessly, so they pulled the vehicles off on the ground. They are in the area. That means the LAPD in the area, so if this thing comes to a stop, they will just kind of mysteriously appear. Now, one of the reasons, or one of the big problems, is they have multiple law enforcement aircraft below us, but they stack us. So we're up high, very high today up here in the Skyfox helicopter, and it's a little difficult to find that car down there because when there is nobody chasing them, it's just a little blue Honda Civic. Right now, though, I can tell you we are near Sunset Boulevard, and LAPD still watching from the air. There are ground units close by, nearby, but not chasing that vehicle. I'm working with Angie, our pilot, this afternoon, and location information on that car, and we'll be right back with you. But, Brooke, this is an unusual chase in very busy streets out here. Could be dangerous for folks down there. So far, no bent metal, no injuries, but this car still continues to flee as law enforcement try to pick it up. He's right there by the construction, right there. He's on Sunset, right by the construction. He's in the yeah. Go to the intersection, just past the intersection. That's him, Vinny. You got him. Well, right now we found the vehicle once again, and there it is. And this is what I'm saying. It really just kind of blends into traffic. And then when we're at a distance, there'll be a lot of tall buildings out here in the Hollywood area, and we kind of lose it every now and then. Right now, we're directly over it, so we're going to try to keep this shot. But you can see what this guy or gal is doing down there. You know, basically weaving in and out, using center dividers, high speeds. Sometimes at this point, kind of driving a little bit slower, more the traffic speeds down there. But every now and then, we'll actually even see a car just kind of passing that vehicle. But as long as they're just obeying the traffic laws, LAPD is going to keep an eye on it. Now, we always talk about this. LAPD, they have several units nearby, so they might be paralleling, they might be in the area, and they aren't going to just stay with it. But if this car does stop, you'll see very quickly a lot of law enforcement just kind of magically appearing out of nowhere to take that driver into custody. Making his way there, you can see we got the map up, so he's just passing Van Ness. It is a very crowded street down there, Sunset, at this time of the afternoon. You can see it, a lot of folks. COVID, they're lightening the restrictions, and this is not what we wanted to see either, because we have the TFR to deal with. We have the Dodger TFR. If you don't know what the TFR means, a lot of folks don't. If you're not in aviation, temporary flight restriction. So there's a big 3-mile ring where we cannot fly into around Dodger Stadium. The 101, not a good choice this afternoon. A lot of vehicles down there, really, really packed. Also, just making it really clear, no officers behind this vehicle, law enforcement in the air, keeping an eye on it. Brooke? Yeah, he kind of liked the area right there by Capitol Records. I mean, who doesn't? It's beautiful out there. Argyle was one of the favorite streets for him. He kind of was in that area, and then over by Yucca, and then, of course, Vine. He kind of stayed in that one area until LAPD kind of got behind him, and then it was kind of off to the races. Once again, this chase kind of just picked up, and his driving habits really got nutty. We saw some really high speeds. We saw some running of the red lights, cutting other vehicles off. Right now, though, kind of trying to blend into traffic there on the 101. I can tell you, no officers behind him. Looks like we're going to be using an off-ramp here, which is good. Santa Monica, he's going to be getting off in Santa Monica, so this is going to put you over by Western. And this, again, is an area that's super tight. There's a lot of traffic over here, smaller roads, and so we'll see where he does. Hopefully there won't be any collisions, Brooke, but right now he's basically just kind of running from himself. LAPD and all the law enforcement, they're using their tricks to kind of just get this guy to relax and hopefully just pull over. Well, when we first got over it, believe me, it was really difficult to find it. I know I'm kind of laughing, and pursuits are still a very serious situation, but it was very difficult because there's no cars behind it. There was no law enforcement, and we were basically looking for a blue Honda Civic just driving around down there. Luckily, we did find it, and then we kept an eye on it. He was making U-turns, kind of indecisive, like he's doing right now. He's kind of in one lane, and he gets over to another. But again, no high speeds, nothing, no cutting off of other vehicles, just kind of driving indecisively. And then, when LAPD got behind it, that's when his driving behavior changed. And, law enforcement, they watch these things and they make those calls. They're the decisions that gladly we don't have to make. Do we chase him? Do we not chase him? How do we handle this? They did get behind him, lights and sirens. They got other units involved, meaning other black and whites. They were right there, but his driving habits got really crazy. The decision was, it's too dangerous, back off. Helicopters can keep an eye on him, and that's what's going on. Right now, it looks like we're southbound Western. That's going to be Santa Monica. It looks like he's set up for a left turn. That'll take them back over to the freeway, the 101, but it's really, really packed down there. In this area, it's always really tight and really hectic at these lights. Hopefully, he won't jump the gun or get into any kind of collision. Well, but she's trying to do one right now. Look at this. It's taken too long for that left turn. This intersection always really backed up over here, and it looks like he's trying to. Now he's changing his mind as traffic continues, and he's just kind of waiting. I can tell you. I mean, he. Law enforcement really in the area, like close enough that this person can see that. And when I say law enforcement, in this case, I mean LAPD. So he's kind of just sitting there waiting at the light. But is he going to be able to make that turn? I don't know. It looks like he was trying to get back over. And then there you go. Vinny just pointed it out. It looks like there's somebody having a discussion with him down there. So this must be a resident, probably, hopefully watching Fox, and basically found this guy and was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" LAPD, all law enforcement do not like seeing that. The public does not need, you just don't know. This person is running for, we're doing air quotes, you can't see me, traffic violations, but, this person is also running from law enforcement, so there might be something else going on there. This person might be armed. Here we go, going against traffic, trying to get back onto the, nope. Yeah, and that was his opportunity to get onto the southbound 101 here in the Hollywood area. And it's packed. The freeway is almost completely stopped down there. If anybody's planning on taking the 101 this afternoon through Hollywood, I would use probably surface streets might even be better. But right now, you see him making another U-turn. And Brooke, that's what you were asking. That's what he was doing earlier. Well, these are the tactics. The LAPD, they watch these pursuits, and and they respond to the public. LAPD, one of the most proactive and interactive police departments that personally I know of in this country. And they actually, the public was basically saying, why are we chasing him? Is it too dangerous? And they have to weigh these things out. And it appeared when the black and whites, the cruisers, were behind him, he was driving, or she was driving much more recklessly. So basically what they did is they said, you know what, we're just going to pull those, those cruisers off, let this guy not be so tense. Maybe he's looking in the mirror, seeing the, the sirens and the lights, and kind of, not encouraging him to run, but making him panic. But, you always have to remember the suspect, the person behind that wheel, is the one that's causing whatever's going on. We wouldn't be chasing, or the law enforcement wouldn't be chasing if he wasn't breaking rules. So right now they back off. Hopefully the driver will calm down, and then when they pull over, that's when law enforcement will make their move. Well, every time he makes one of these moves right there, and he, maybe this person is familiar, maybe they're not, but this is a really bad spot, especially if you're, the driver's angst back there. You're driving, he's like, I gotta go. That's a really bad spot. Western Santa Monica, this time of day, you just saw it. It is almost gridlock all the time. And there's some pedestrians that, gave them the California salute as he drove by, basically almost ran them over. So, and this is what law enforcement worries about. This is what they have to weigh. Is how much danger is the public in from this driver, and how do they bring this to a safe end? Look at that, going into oncoming traffic right there and coming up to another busy intersection. Hopefully he doesn't try to run that light. He's just going to, yep, there he is. And, and this is the thing. Yeah, all these folks down there, they're just going about their business, waiting for those lights to change, and then you got this guy just breaking the law. I just don't want to see anybody hurt. I don't want to see any bent metal either. Right now, we haven't seen any collisions, but this chase or following is continuing. Very busy. Yep, very busy indeed. And here he goes to another intersection. Hopefully that was a green. It looks like it was a solid red. And every time he gets into those intersections right there, that's when, you know, at least honestly, I still to this day tense up. You just don't want to see a collision. You don't want to see anybody get hurt. At least he's not going 80. At least he's kind of going more the speed limit down there. This is going to be still on Santa Monica. There's some the helicopter still over it. So they're probably still giving out calls or giving an indication of where this vehicle is. Law enforcement has eyes on this person. Hopefully they won't do anything too crazy. Like right now, intersection is just kind of made its way in on traffic across those double yellow lines, and there were cars coming the other way. You know, these are the guys. Here we go again, going against traffic, and he's basically trying to get into the left turn lane right there. I believe that's going to Wanga that would over. Okay, thank you, Danny. I believe that's going to Wanga that would come up to right there. So another one a little less busy. He stays in that lane and he makes that southbound turn. The question is, where's this person going? I think law enforcement must run the place, but it's hard to operate way out like this. We heard about it when it was out by like Hacienda Heights over there in that area. There you go. He didn't take Boeing. He's staying on Santa Monica. At least he's going westbound, keeping us about that right fixture, the Dodger name. But slow moving, that's the only slot I can say. Well, you can't really, we can't really judge it, but is his desperation or state of desperation getting any more intense? It still continues to be the same. He's a lot of decisions. Kind of drives along in a straight line. Do I want to make a left? Do I want to make a right? How long am I waiting here? Oh my God! I gotta go. It's like that. You can imagine what's going on behind the wheel right there. Kind of put himself in a spot. There's a little bus lane. Maybe he thought it was like a left turn lane. Again, kind of stuck here. That's what I'm on. They're going to do some sidewalk surfing. It looks like, and sometimes when we see this kind of maneuvers, you're thinking, crazy dangerous. Not a lot of people there, but when he does hit a curve or something along those lines, you got to wonder, maybe he's lose tire, maybe it'll damage the vehicle, and then the car will come to a stop, maybe before the driver really wants to bring this thing to an end. That one car that just passed him right there is basically been right now, kind of hovering nearby for most of the ride out there. So right now we're going to be leaving out, we're going to be moving out of the LAPD area, kind of getting into the sheriff's area. Again, there's no cruisers right behind it. So LAPD is going to keep an eye on it. They're not going to be like, we're in the sheriff's land. They put their hands up in the air and it's over. That's not what goes on. They're going to keep an eye on it. They're going to stay with it. If he continues on, that's not so great. So breaks maybe the next one. And again, saw him run another red light, even though it's almost slow motion. He's still running red lights, and it doesn't mean something coming the other direction might not be going in. Be going as slow. Oh, there's plenty of ways. If they, maybe they could get a vehicle up ahead. They could do spike strip inside. It's just, how the longer this goes on, the more of a chance that there might be an accident. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. We did see him get very close to some pedestrians. You saw it. You pointed it out, Brooke. Thank you. And, but right now it seems like he's just kind of in traffic, just driving along, makes a little bit of a desperate move every now and then. There you go. Great shot, Vinny. That's the LAPD helicopter. And they have two of them down there. So that's one of the reasons why Skyfox has got so much altitude this afternoon. We are really up high. Usually we're at the altitude where the second helicopter is. One of the reasons why? Well, because they don't have units following them. So if it does come to an end, they have two sets of helicopters. One of them can kind of keep an eye, where that person is running to, or when they're in orbits, they can do opposites, so they'll always have eyes on that suspect. There you go again, back into driving into the oncoming traffic. Now we are definitely established in the sheriff's territory. We're going to be in the West Hollywood area for the sheriff's department. You know, are they going to get involved? Probably not. There you go. There's one of the sheriff's units right there going the opposite direction, and they've got to be aware of it. I'm sure they're watching Fox right now, and so they know what's going on. And also right there, Brooke, you know, I don't want to keep running on there, but it gives you an idea how slow he's moving. Other traffic passing him, but he still makes these running the red lights and going in oncoming traffic. It's just really strange. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. We're having some IFB issues there. I didn't hear really the question, but we're continuing on. I did hear you mention time, and time is definitely on law enforcement side. And as long as this thing is moving, we're not going to see any of these officers just kind of appear out of nowhere. Again, here's another vehicle kind of, you know, just moving along. Is it, you know, every time that you see a car kind of like keep pace with it, I'm thinking, does this person know what's going on? Because really, truly, this is just another car driving, you know, on Santa Monica Boulevard this afternoon. You know, he just keeps on making his way to kind of slower than even traffic. We saw a couple of cars pass him just moments ago. We did see that one pursuit recently where that truck driver actually intervened in a chase. Hopefully this doesn't happen again, because, you know, even if it does bring it to an end safely, you know, law enforcement, I got to tell you, you just don't know who that person is behind the wheel. You don't know what their motives are. We've finally made a turn here. We're going to be on Orange. This is going to be Orange. This is not the Hollywood Orange. This is going to be the West Hollywood Orange. So we're making our way northbound right now, and we're going to be, it looks like we're going to be making our way up to Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood Boulevard, and then Sunset. Or, yeah, well, Fountains in between. Sorry about that. Right, and that's part of the issue too. It's, you know, sometimes that's a plus, and then sometimes it's not. Because if he does start get panicky and he does start making dramatic moves, then all of a sudden, you know, the people around him, they don't have that heads up, and that's kind of the big plus sometimes. The lights and sirens give the general public an idea that there is some danger, and they try to make you know, they'll act accordingly. They'll do what they have to do to get out of the way, or you know, pull over, or at least they have an idea that something is coming. They'll start checking their mirrors. It's just instinct. So, you know, these are one of those things where the law enforcement, they've got to weigh it out. They've got to make those decisions. Right now, just real slow moving, driving through Hollywood. And it, you know, actually, Brooke, I'm telling you, I'm just watching this, and I think to myself, it's like whenever you have to do it and you need to be somewhere, and it's just like, oh, my goodness, you know, it's almost painful sometimes to watch. Now we're going to be, it's North Laurel is the street, but we made a southbound turn, so we're making our way back to Santa Monica Boulevard. Or not. Looks like he's looking for a spot to stop. Yeah. Oh no, it was a truck, a delivery truck there. We didn't see it. It was underneath the tree, so he had to kind of slow down to get around it. Yep. So, anyways, the next major after this is going to probably be the Santa Monica Boulevard, and again, we don't know. He's been. I said that earlier on. Whenever we try to intercept these pursuits, you always kind of listen. What's the general? If there's a general direction, sometimes they're just all over the place, hibbity bibbity. But this one kind of was just a general westbound direction, just westbound, 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 and he's been kind of continuing that. Now he's once again westbound on Santa Monica Boulevard, and you know, we're well established in the West Hollywood Sheriff's Department area. It's always a concern, and the traffic, what we're seeing is basically what we're going to see, you know, if he stays on Santa Monica all the way out to the ocean. We got to go through Beverly Hills clearly before we get there. There's a lot of distance between here and there. Look, there we go, another southbound turn. You know, so maybe we're making he was on Melrose earlier. maybe he's making his way back down to the Melrose Boulevard. It's not much better. The streets are kind of full. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon out here, Southern California. COVID kind of lessening. So anyway, nope, it looks like we're staying in this neighborhood. Maybe he has a location. Maybe he knows somebody in the area. That's always a thought. Maybe he's made a phone call. Who knows? But right now, we're just keeping an eye on him. But we are, and everybody watching. But then you have to remember, law enforcement, they've got a set of eyes on them as well. Yep. Right. What's in the car? Why is he doing it? And a lot of times, it's not. It could be looked at as disappointing because a lot of times there is no reason. These people are just driving because they just want to, their last couple of minutes before they go into cuffs or whatever it's going to be. Now we're just kind of driving through this nice West Hollywood neighborhood down here, making our way back onto Harper, and again continuing south. So Waring, is another kind of, it's kind of one of those streets that people use to avoid traffic. If you're on Melrose, that's going to be right there. And it looks like we're going to be taking Waring right now. And it looks like now we're going eastbound. So we're kind of going back the way we came, at least for a block or two. And really just slow moving, enjoying it. Who knows? Maybe it looks like he has the window down. So maybe who knows what this guy is thinking or doing. But his time is limited. And it's just a matter of moments before he either brings this thing to an end, and we'll see those officers just appear out of nowhere. Well, I guess we're back on the Facebook, on the Facebook. This is painful. We're watching this thing. It's just kind of, creeping along down the streets out here. Chester Brown, I don't know if you're listening or even care. He's on Twitter. He's the one that gave everybody the shout out about this. There was a pursuit in that same area that had come to an end. Skyvox was busy all afternoon, and I apologize profusely for no reason at all, because helicopters burn fuel, and we were up flying for hours this afternoon. Made a U-turn right there. And so that was one of the reasons why we weren't here earlier on. But if you look at it like this, we have the most fuel out of anybody that's been following this, because we're the last ones to arrive with a full tank of gas. Look at the positives. There's always a bright side to this stuff. Stuck his nose out there into traffic. When I see people do that, I always wish you could let them know, oh, look, a nice Ferrari. And anyways, making our way, looks like we're on Crescent. And the reason why I know that is because Vinny's got the fancy map up, and we can read the names of the streets just like everybody else can. So I'm going to kind of stay away from street names for y'all that are listening here on Facebook. Wrong side of the road, and at least he's moving a little slower. That's the only thing I got to say. I'm thinking we're in Hancock Park. What do you think, Vinny? Are we Hancock Park already? Or really? So, Beverly Grove, thank you. Everybody's joining in, and I do appreciate that. I wish I could follow along. They have us really up in the stratosphere. That's one of the reasons why I really can't, follow along with you guys, because it's just like always. This time I have full battery. I just don't have any internet. Wah, internet. And so keeping an eye on it. Angie's telling me that it looks like LAPD is going to be backing out of this. I'm going to try to play with my scanner here in just a minute or two and see what I can find out. But yeah, they pulled off. So everybody's kind of just backing off, and it's one of those, they have to weigh it. They got to made a right turn there. They, how, what, why. Who is this guy? What was the original want? Do they have any belief? If it's not a stolen vehicle, they probably know who's behind the wheel. If they're following that way. Yeah. Are we even on Facebook? That's my big question. Somebody. Yeah. Because I'm thinking we're not on Facebook. PA. There is a PA setting. Are we back? We have a back arrow of 076. We have a back arrow of 076. All right. What? Oh, I'm sorry, man. So, I guess we're back on Facebook. Beautiful Beverly Center, if you guys are, We were actually looking at Century City. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we were just looking at beautiful Century City Westerfield Mall earlier. Yeah, and then Cindy was telling me about this as well. Everybody was telling me about this. I'll do it. Hang on, let me take my seatbelt off. I got it, Vinny. You keep an eye on it. What lights? Oh, no, Vinny's got them. Yeah. The walking thing. All right, we're still live on Facebook. I'm going to make every effort to follow along on our Facebook. Is this ours? Oh my goodness, I think I found ours. But no comments. It's not refreshing. Fox 11, and Jenny says hi. Yes, you're on Facebook. Thank you, Ken. You know what? I love it when you guys are like answering me, like writing there, because if I don't, never mind. But I love the interaction. You guys know I do. So thank you. Anyways, everybody's telling me we're live on Facebook, and I actually can read you guys. So. Anyway, we're following the car, and I think my last train of thought, and it's probably not the last good train of thought I've ever had, but we were talking about why law enforcement just kind of threw up their arms and said, you just go do you. Chances are liability is the big one. And they probably went ahead and they ran the plate. If it's not a stolen vehicle, then they're basically saying, okay, well, we know this isn't a stolen vehicle. We know it's registered to this person. Probably this person is driving it. And then they can kind of look through their history. And if they don't have any, anything bad, then basically what's going on after that is they're like, well, maybe he's having a bad day. Who knows? But we'll talk to him later. We'll shelf this and let this guy kind of drive on. And then after that, we'll figure out what we're going to do. And sometimes it really is the best plan of action. This way, nobody's going to get hurt. The driver might lose his angst. Hopefully he does. And just kind of like, slow it down, maybe go home, maybe get back on the freeway. Who knows? But at any rate, right now, he's been driving basically slower than traffic. He'd be one of those people that if I was behind him or near him, I'd be like, get out of my way. Or really, there's nobody in front of you. Yeah, I'm that guy that drives like that. But at any rate, Sherry Thompson wants a shout out for Lancaster. All right, Lancaster. Looks like we went back to, we lost our signal again. But at any rate, we're just trucking along, keeping an eye on this. Did we lose our signal again, or is it just my phone? Yeah. Cool, thank you. Bum, bum, bum. No, I think we're fine. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I never yell at you. Come on. I mean, maybe I say things. I'm not yelling. So, anyway, I don't know if we're live or not, but it's all good. It's all good. This has got to be it. There we go. Can I read? I don't know. Is that some sort of like slam, Jose? That wasn't very nice. So. Moy, basically at any rate, basically, or basically any rate, or the rate of basically any. Anyways, hey, look at that. What kind of car is that? That's looking. That's the Jag. That's the new Jag. Karen, you know what? I'm kind of there with you. So. What? Right. Yeah. I try. Well, I was going to say, but that's the whole point. It was like when I was saying that to Ange was so that we weren't being eclipsed by the buildings. That's the reason why I was saying it. Yeah. Right. And that's what I was trying to do. If you guys are listening right now, which I think you guys are, we're having a discussion in. I wish I could open up everybody's mic so you guys could hear. It's a team effort, and so we're just trying to get everybody. Yeah, we have other angles and other helicopters, and then we were up high and we were off the distance, and then you couldn't see it because we were so far away because of the buildings, and it gets out there. Sioux City, Iowa. They make some really great root beer and cream soda. So we're just keeping an eye on this blue Honda Civic this afternoon, just driving along, cutting cars off and using the center divider and drifting from lane to lane. I haven't seen him use his blinker. Maybe the blinkers don't work in that car. Who knows? La Cienega, nice street too. Very, very nice out here. Going to probably make if we keep this up, we're going to be in Culver City here pretty soon. Playa del Rey, a lot of nice neighborhoods. Little right turn action there. I wonder if he used his blinker. Maybe he would. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. I thought I saw the brakes, so I thought maybe he was actually like, hey, there's that car again. There was that white car with the black roof. Up, here we go. So we're on Charleston Street. Is this going to be one of the ones where he's going to do a delivery again? Remember the other day? Opening the doors, grabbing his stuff. Oh, no. Well, you have to have your dirty laundry in the back seat. Otherwise, it's just not good. Oh, he's planning a change of clothes. He's very clever. That was very clever. Oh, ooh, we're working. This is Megamind right here. Look at that. He put some clothes in the back. Why didn't he put the clothes in the passenger seat? That didn't make any sense. Maybe that's not his plan. Maybe that's not his plan. Come on. You think that was his plan? Yeah, it looked like you. He's throwing stuff. He's throwing it. You know what? Maybe that's like a corporate call out. He looks like he threw a tie out the window. You know? Loosening his tie. Just done. Just done. So. And, this isn't a stolen vehicle, so he's not going to give up the car. If he parks it somewhere and the officers find it, he's going to give it up. He's definitely going to give it up. Yeah, well, but law enforcement is going to come in and pound the vehicle regardless. Yeah, another stop sign. A lot of people out here. I don't like it when he does that. Whoop. Yeah. Just a guy that looked a lot like me. Because clearly, everybody just saw him. Gunther. This is Gunther. Yeah, this is Gunther. So. He's going to go work out. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's going to go to the gym. He needs a change of clothes. Do some. Maybe that's what he's just trying to work out his frustrations. First he's behind the wheel, and then he's going to go lift some weights. Where are we going? Where are we going? I don't think he thinks so. Anna Garcia thinks that this person thinks they got away. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Yeah, there's he heard us. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. It could be. Either that or a military guy. But I can almost guarantee you if the driver of that Challenger is wearing a shirt that's probably 2 sizes too small for him. I think that's like a rule. Like if you own a Challenger or a Charger. Yep. Up. Yep, there he is. You got him in your shot. Top of the screen. Okay, stop that. Don't. People are giving this guy hints on what to do to get away. Don't do that. He might be reading this right now. A couple other people think that's an undercover behind him. He's center of the screen. No, somebody calling us? No, that's probably for Austin. That's probably their backup. That's their backup. Giovanna, Phil. Oh man, he just had surgery. Well, I hope he's okay. I don't know what kind it was, and I don't think you should. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at Phil. Somebody else just wrote something funny about he owns a Charger and his shirts are actually too big. Phil, whatever the surgery is, I hope you're watching, and I hope you get better soon. Carrie, that could be. I have some stories. I actually was working on behind the scenes on a video that DMX was shooting, but I'll tell that story only in private. Right. Somebody else was saying that white vehicle pulled up next to him and was talking to him. I don't think it was the same one, though. The white vehicle that was talking to him was actually a minivan. This was more of some sort of Porsche. It had one of those black roofs, the one that we were seeing. I love New Zealand. The camera that we have on this Susie, the camera that we have on this helicopter actually made in New Zealand. And it's a shot over, and if you're from New Zealand, you're going to be like, the river? Yes, the river. That's the reason why they named it shot over. What's the matter? What's he hiding? You know, I don't know. That's Lisa. That's kind of was one of the questions I was thinking about too. I mean, we're just continuing. We're on Venice Boulevard. Don't know. I mean, he's got the 405 coming up. Hopefully, he takes it going northbound so we can go back to Van Nuys. I've got a dinner date tonight. I got to say that, and so I've got big plans. I'm making what is that stuff I'm making? I should actually pull it up. Yeah, with the scallops. I'm making some dinner with scallops tonight. Yeah. All right. It's an exclusive. If you guys are watching, it is just us, and we went to black again. Anyways. Let's see what's going on. My friends that actually drive those cars, Troy, he just said that the mediums are too small. He's got to get the small medium, the mediums. And some other other friends of mine are hitting me up too right now. Yeah, you know what? This is one of those pursuits where it really is just kind of like, hey, let's all just get together, hang out, and talk, and we'll just watch this car drive around down here. I don't know. Wow, the last time I tried to text Troy Farrell was because it was my phone remembered the last. I never hit send. I guess I sent him a Happy New Year. Happy New Year's, Troy. Sorry, man. But yeah, we're just keeping an eye on them. We're the only ones here. I'm sure all the law enforcement are watching Facebook Live right now and just dying to know where we are. We're on Venice Boulevard, Culver City, right around the Palms area. I don't know if I would want to live on a street. Oh, it said Dunn. Okay, never mind. I thought it said something else. So. And I told you guys, didn't I tell you guys at the beginning? Didn't I say it at the beginning that we had the most fuel and we would be here. We will be here. Is that the car? Is that the car that was following him? So that's a Mercedes. Is that the same one again? Or is that just happens to be a car that looks like it? It passed him. It went right there, that one. Right there, that one. I think that's just a car that there's probably a lot of them. Yeah, he's gonna go to Muscle Beach. Where is this, Charlene? We are Palms area, Venice Boulevard, heading out towards the beach, heading towards Venice. Susie, this is one police chase. This is a police chase, isn't it? This is a media pursuit. This is a pursuit of media. Copy all. Well, we are definitely the last helicopter here. The last helicopter standing, running another red light there. Yeah. Well, he's been running a lot of them. He's just running them very, very slowly. So. That's all I got to say. Not hot on the air, but we're still hot on Facebook. And I think Pete was kind of like saying, hey, Stu, we're still hot on Facebook. Which is funny because I cannot find it on Facebook. I cannot find it on Facebook. He might take the freeway. If he does, he's not going to be going much faster. A Robinson? Wonder what was it, a tour? It had to have been a tour helicopter. Right? Okay, I know we're still alive because everybody keeps telling me, but I just don't see it. Live. Maybe it's not live. I don't know. Let me try this real quick. Hang on. Close. He does? But see, that's the thing too. It's like, there he goes. It's continuing on, nice and slow. Yeah, he's just making his way to Venice. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Pushing the 1 hour mark. Pushing the 1 hour. So I guess that's a Tesla, right? Is that a Tesla? I think it is. And probably that's what it is. It's just that there's a lot of them and they all kind of look alike. So, yeah. Justin, thank you. Cindy, thank you. And Ganell, yes, I know that, but see, that's the thing. I'm trying to find the Fox one. There we go. Now, oh, here we go. Well, Venice Boulevard and what? Just pan up a little bit. See if the machine reads it. Stu, you used to live out here. Yeah, I know. McLaughlin. There we go. Look at that. Running lights. It's still dangerous. And this is the thing. Even though he's moving slow, doesn't mean somebody's not, watching the pursuit on their phone. And then, or Pacific, yeah. Santa Monica's not going to pick them up. It'd be interesting, that's for sure. Yeah. So, and this is Venice Boulevard. This is where they made the streets smaller to make it even more crowded and more inconvenient for drivers. You can see like they have up. That's not very nice. That's not very Venice-like. And you can see the green lanes right there for the bicycles. Look at that. Look how many bicycles they could have go down that street. I haven't seen one yet, but apparently you could have a lot of bicycles riding down Venice Boulevard, not a lot of cars. That seems to be the answer to traffic in Los Angeles. Let's make it more complicated, more stressful for the drivers. We have fuel, because remember we needed fuel. What do we got? How many more minutes we have left? At least 40 minutes on station. 4-0. that's the first time I heard you kind of like, yeah, sounded disappointed. No, not at all. Yeah, I'm sure CBS they want to get here. You know, this is the thing. If we leave this, then nobody's going to be able to find it because there's nobody here except for us. Just putting it out there. So, you know, if there's another station that works with us that might kind of want to join this, they need to get in their backup and come over here, and we can talk them in, and then we can go. So, but that would be amazing, seeing how it's only 7 minutes after the hour. Yeah. I think we're going. We are going to Venice. We are going to Venice. So Desiree O'Neill says, how can I, and this shows you how old this is. It's like a long time ago she said, how are you not able to see the comments but watch the Facebook? Well, I was watching a feed that wasn't from our station. This goes to other Fox stations, so I was watching another station. And then what's going on right now is I can see it, it is a little bit of a lag, but as far as the messages go, my messages just stopped. And I think it's because it's something with the information stream. And it's okay. I mean, I believe me, I wish I want to see what you guys are saying. It makes things more interesting. Here we go. I think I just refreshed it. Kathy was saying that he got the clothes out because he's going to bring them to the homeless at Venice. There you go. That's very nice. That's a California thing to do, not cut people off. Norman came up with a real answer. Norman Nielsen says if he gets into the Venice area, there's a lot of dead ends, and if he doesn't know the area, he's going to put himself into a dead-end street. But if there's nobody chasing him, he's just going to back up and drive away. But he is, Norman is right. He is very right about this. Very, very right. Yeah. Lorita is saying that this is a nice field trip. It is. Even though it's Friday, and like I said, I have things to do and places to be, I'd much rather be here watching this blue car driving down Venice and reading comments on Facebook. And that's not sarcasm. It's not sarcasm. Could be. Yeah. You know what? Maybe Pete said that. Pete's one of my bosses. Maybe Pete said that because he drives a Challenger. I can see Pete driving a Challenger. He's of that generation. He's of that coolness. Maybe he didn't like my too small T-shirt joke. I drive a Mopar product. My shirts fit, right? Yeah. See, my shirts fit. Yes, somebody's asking, did the police give up on him? Yes, they did. I have a question if you're not even doing anything wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody's saying that maybe our helicopter noise is keeping him running. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. We're farther behind, and yeah, I think looking at us is probably the last thing he's worried about. Scott, I am an old man, and it is the Facebook, and it is the Walmarts. Trust me, and it is the internets. Stopping again. We're getting really close. We're right by my. I rented a house over here when I was really, really young. when I first came back to California in the 90s. The house now is a condominium. I know. Roxanne, maybe that's one of the reasons why he's running, is he has no friends. Jimmy, I think you're right. Somebody's saying that this all started with an HOV infraction. I think you're right. I'm being serious. Yeah, single rider in the HOV. I think I'm being serious. Johnny, I hope so. Johnny says he's going to park somewhere soon. I hope so. I really, really hope so. And Brandy, you are right. They are not in tracking mode. There is no law enforcement here at all. It is just Skyfox. It's Vinny, Angie, and myself. Teresa, I would love that. I've done it in the past, and I have a great time doing it. Uh-oh, where'd he go? Oh, he's behind that building. You know what? One of the first times I drove in a Mini Cooper was right there in that little circle, and my buddy Jason Steckler was driving it, and he is a professionally trained driver. I'm going to say that, and do I believe it? I'm not. Right through that stop sign. That's not nice. And anyway, we had a really great time in that Mini Cooper. You think so? I'm telling you, he grabbed that close because he wanted to. He's got some plan. He's got some plan. Vinny, I second that emotion. Yeah. Oh, there he goes. Look, oh, this is the first time I get to see the front of the car. Very nice. Oh, another Tesla. I'm telling you, that white car was a Tesla. Look at it. Those are Teslas, and that's the reason why I keep thinking it's the same car. It's just there's a lot of them. Miss Trammell, that is the question. It's just like, what was it, iRobot? You've asked the right question. Is Venice Beach not a thing anymore? No, it's not. Up, U-turn? What's he doing? Oh, look at it. Something exciting just happened. He made a U-turn on Ocean Avenue. There we go. I wonder if he's got to have a location. If he made a U-turn right there, he's got to have a location. He's got to have some sort of plan. Either that or one of his buddies just called him and said, hey, do this. And he's like, okay, let me do that. Oh, I hope not, Jessica. I really, really hope not. No, it's not Steckler from the Conway Show, but I did get to meet that guy, and he is, you know, I got to say, it's like I worked with Clinton. Look at that. That wasn't cool. Briefly. And, you know, and there's people that have this aura about them that you just feel, you know, like the greatness or the command presence or whatever. And believe me, Tim Conway, awesome. Love that guy. But Steckler, he's definitely. What? What? It's almost over, guys. Yeah. We got called off. But, you know, are you listening to me? Come on. You should run towards the water. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. You know, we could maybe, you know, because we've been called off, you want to get really low and just kind of like, you know, like throw a shadow on them. Of the boring part? Okay. Vinny, okay, that's it. We're saying goodbye to our friend in the car. If you were, you know what, if your plan worked, you bored us to death. And we're out of here. And, thanks for everybody for watching. We really enjoyed the love. And we're making our way back to Van Nuys. Yes, I have a dinner date. No, it's probably not with you. It's with that other person. Yep, that one. And Vinny's got to refeed stuff. I don't know if he's going to leave the camera just